Hey guys, it's John, ReelBlue Custom Rods. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to talk about some U-40 permagloss. I'm just going to give you some general information about this, and then I'm going to show you how I use it for a bamboo rod. So, one of the cool things about the U-40 permagloss is that it comes with, your bottle. In 1 ounce and or 4 ounces, and yeah, so this is the 1 ounce bottle, size of my hand. Also comes in a 4 ounce bottle, comes with a foil cap on it already, and comes with an additional foil cap, so you can, if in case this one breaks, you can put this on here. Foil cap is very important because the foil cap keeps oxygen from being able to enter the glass. This is a glass jar that the permagloss is in, the urethane rod finish, and so that foil cap helps keep the oxygen from getting inside and crystallizing or spoiling your urethane rod finish. Non-yellowing, incredibly tough finish, so durable, may outlast the rod. That's what they like to say. The master's choice for professional quality and rod finish, and crystal clear, best finish available for bamboo, which is a true statement. Last deal down here on the bottom, which a lot of people never tend to read. Warning, super flammable and vapors are harmful. So make sure you guys are wearing the appropriate PPE if you're in a confined spot in a shop or a room or your garage or wherever you like to do your rod work. If you have poor ventilation, please make sure that you're wearing your respirator or the PPE that you need to make sure that you don't harm yourself when using the product. So one of the things, or some of the things to really know about this, is to increase the shelf life of this product. You don't want to open it until you're ready to use it, right? So that's great. I'm not going to use it I'm not going to open it until I'm getting ready to use it to repair a bamboo rod, a reel seat, or do an entire bamboo rod, coat or overcoat or repair job. So that's pretty self-explanatory, right? But the idea here is you don't want to open it until you're ready to use it. It may it's pre-crystallized, and it undergoes a chemical change upon being exposed to the moisture in the air. And that's why I was talking about the importance of these foil caps and why you want to make sure you want to use them. Always keep the container tightly capped when not in use, which of course I always do. To help increase the shelf life, place the bottle in a permaglass, in a larger glass or plastic jar if you have one. So you have the cap on here, you can put it in a plastic, something that would hold this, a plastic or a glass jar, and then make sure that is sealed. And then what you want to do is you want to store that in a frost-free container, right? Unlike your rod, most two-part hardener and resin rod finishes, we're not trying to store those in cold areas because they get hard and can crystallize. And so we try to store them in rooms that are a bit warmer, right? Or we put them in microwaves to loosen them up prior to being used. Not the case with this. The urethane finish, put it in a second container, store it in the fridge. That you may have, hopefully an extra fridge or something like that. But again, something that's non-frost, right? Sometimes you get a ring of hardened urethane will form at the upper cap. So when you take the cap off here, which I've already opened this and used this quite a bit, as you can see, I'm starting to actually get a little bit of a ring there. So that's what we're talking about here. So sometimes you can get a ring of hardened urethane in the upper neck area. And it can be thick enough to interfere with the brush. So if that happens, what you want to do is cut the ring out with a sharp pointed knife and peel it back like an orange, essentially. The foil liner cap, again, effectively seals out the moisture. And if the liner becomes damaged, that's, again, what the second one is for. So every time you take off and on and put the cap back on, make sure you take a look inside this bottle and make sure that cap isn't damaged, right? Then if it is, then you go to plan B, which is your second cap. And then when purchasing the 4 ounce bottle of permagloss, a very long shelf life can be achieved by using a specialized 4 ounce U-40 tin can dispenser for storage. So kind of like the plastic or the glass one. where you want to put it, store and put it in the refrigerator. You can also get U-40's tin can. That being said, 1 ounce or 4 ounce, I'm telling you, if all you are doing is the occasional one-time bamboo build, or you're doing, you know, every now and then you get somebody that comes to you with a bamboo rod that needs repaired. I think this year or last year, 2024, I think I had 3 bamboo rods that needed to be repaired. 1 ounce bottle is enough for almost anything the majority of us are doing. You only need a 4 ounce bottle, in my opinion, if you specialize in bamboo rods and do a lot of work on bamboo rods or a lot of new bamboo rod builds. So save yourself the few extra dollars. You don't need to go large like you do on some of your finishes. If you're just, you know, if you're just doing some odd repair jobs on bamboo rods or a once-off coat, recoating of a rod, 1 ounce is going to be completely sufficient for you, in my personal opinion. When you're applying your urethane rod finish, you want to make sure that you use a good quality brush that's about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch wide. I've always talked about in my finish, some of my finish videos, my 2-part resin hardener videos, you always want to use a separate container. Bam, look at that. Wrap, pack, repeat. This is an awesome cup, and it's a great camp cup, if you will. And you can get these here on YouTube on my channel if you're interested in having one. So that being said, if you have a separate container, ideally a plastic shot glass, not a tin cap, you just want to pour a little bit of this into your secondary container, and then quickly, you know, wipe the edge is what I like to do. Put the cap back on, and the reason I do that is I try to reduce the amount of urethane finish along the screw cap, or the screws on the top piece there, to make sure the cap goes on and off freely in between uses, and to hopefully minimize, you know, the buildup of any urethane on the inside. So again, prior to using this, I'm going to pour some of this into a little, you know, 1 ounce shot glass, just how much I think I'm going to need. And then I want to wipe the edge, put the cap on, and then put this away, right? And remember that, you know, this stuff contains solvents that will alter the color of threads, right? So almost like your 2-part resin, your hardener and your resins, excuse me, for your 2-part epoxies, this is going to darken your thread work. So if you want your thread work and you're just using regular nylon thread, and you want your thread work to maintain its color and be bright, you want to use a color preserver on your thread. That way you don't lose the colors, right? Now this is a color fast or a non-color preserver thread. Non-color preserver means you don't need to apply color preserver to keep its color. Unlike this right here, this Pro Wrap nylon thread, once I add this finish to that, that thread will not look that color. So if I want to keep this color, I need to use color preserver. And in theory, 1 to 2 coats of color preserver is going to be just fine on here. You don't need to go like 4 or 5. There's projects sometimes where I put like four coats of color preserver on a project that I'm working on. When we're talking about the urethane, ideally you're probably putting 2 coats of color preserver on here, and then you're going to follow up once that color preserver is dry on your thread. Then you're going to follow up with 2 to 4 coats of your urethane finish by U-40. Again, your permagloss urethane rod finish. So 2 coats of color preserver on your nylon thread if you want to keep that color. And then you're going to go 2 to 4 coats of your urethane to complete that job. And then what else do I want to tell you guys? You want to make sure that your coat is tack free in between coats. I like to use the back of my finger or my fingernail, but ideally, if you've got, you know, you don't have a lot of moisture in the area that you're working with, you should be good to apply a coat about every hour or so. Just make sure that it's tack free before you apply the second coat. So apply your first coat, wait an hour. If it's tack-free, go ahead and apply your second, and then your third, and then your fourth coat with an hour in between all of those. If you apply your first coat and you wait an hour and you touch the rod and it's got a little bit of tack to it, let it set for like another 15 or 30 minutes. Come back, check it again. Now it's tack-free. Then go ahead and apply your second coat, and then repeat that however many coats you need to do. I have found myself that I believe if I, again, am using color preserver on a thread like this, and if you do care and want to know what this thread is, this is 361 size A, kind of a hot pink nylon thread. But if I am using color preserver, I'm doing 2 coats of color preserver, and usually for me, I'm more like the 3 to 4 coats of my urethane finish, not the 2 to 4, but I'm usually about 3 to 4 coats. So yeah, so I hope that this has been informative and given you some input here, that you can find useful. And again, not something to be scared of. It's just another piece of kit that you can put in your rod building kit bag. It's not super gee whiz, like you don't need a PhD to do this kind of stuff. I do recommend you just practice a little bit, right? If you've got an old bamboo rod laying around or something like that, you can practice just applying the coats. But again, you want to lay thin, even coats of this. And again, it's 2 to 4 coats off of it, 2 coats of color preserver if you're using any color preserver on your thread, right? If you're not using color preserver and you're putting it on nylon thread, you may need to do probably more like the 3 or 4 coats of finish, because the threads are going to soak up that urethane rod finish. So yeah, so that's what that is. Again, comes with 2 caps, comes in a little bag, and you'll be good to go. And if all else fails, they also give you instructions, so you will have no problems, applying this to a repair job or to a new build. And even if you did have some issues or concerns, guess what? You can always come back to this video and rewatch it, take a look at it before you start your work, right? So here is the rod that I am working on. This is the repair job that I am actually getting ready to do right here. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to start applying about 3 to 4 coats of finish on this rod to make sure that we're good to go. And here you can see I've applied 3 coats down here on the hook keeper, and I am actually going to apply 1 more coat down here, and I need to use my razor blade and just knock a little piece off here, but I am going to actually put 1 more coat of finish down here for 4 complete coats. So hey, I hope this helps. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please feel free to hit the like button. Feel free to share the video with anybody you think that may find it useful. And if you got any questions, man, go leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll make sure that I answer it and help you in any way that I possibly can. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for watching. And until next time, guys, take care. Oh, and make sure you watch this next video here. Take care, guys. Bye.